Hello, everybody, and welcome to your morning Kickstart. I'm Brad.
And I'm Jay.
And it is
Friday.
Friday. So many of you are always look forward to this day every week. I don't know, in the radio/podcast world, it never stops. So
Just another day.
What's that, Jay?
Just another day.
Just another day. But anyway, we enjoy bringing these things to you and appreciate you listening. Be sure and give us a like or a comment. That would really help us out to keep spreading this word here. But let's get it started here, Jay. What's our motivational quote for the day?
Our quote today is from Maya Angelou. She says, let's try that again. Success is liking yourself, liking what you do, and liking how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
So we've tried to define success in a lot of our Kickstarts. What is success? And there's a pretty succinct definition. Liking yourself, liking what you do, and liking how you do it.
Yeah. My definition of success is doing what you love and being your best at it.
Yeah. So like yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's where it starts. I mean, people don't see that. I mean, I know for the longest time when I was younger and got teased a lot, I mean, there's a lot of negative thoughts that got put in my head, and it took me a while to overcome those. But then it's been kind of interesting. I went through a little slump here about 4 or 5 years ago where I was just like, man, like my business had just fallen apart and I didn't know where to go. And I'm like, man, I've accomplished nothing in this world. And my wife encouraged me to sit down and draw up a resume. And I did. And after looking at that going, man, I'm pretty awesome, man. I've done I've done a lot of cool stuff in my life. So it was just a matter of setting a new plan and going for it. And part of that plan was the Resilience Talk Network. But anyway, we're here. So
yeah, sometimes we forget about all the awesome things we do. And you need to remind yourself every once in a while that, hey, I have survived 100% of the things that I have tried to do so far.
Exactly. Nothing else. Start there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as promised, for your tip for the day, I'm going to do just a quick review. This is not in depth by any means, but please go back and listen to all of these Kickstarts. The ones I believe we started them last Wednesday, Jay, with the principles of planning.
Yes.
Tuesday or Wednesday. But please go back and watch those so you can kind of get caught up here. Principles of planning. It's a model that I created to help people obtain their goals, because I was always taught growing up, set goals and they'll just happen. If they're on paper, even if you put them in a drawer, they'll happen. You hear all these stories and I'm like, I wasn't too happy with that process. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
And so as I went on in my learning and going to several motivational seminars and reading books and things, it was very clear that without a plan, your goals are going to, it's going to be hard for you to obtain them. So I started really looking at what it takes to break it down, because I'm the type of guy that has to have it broke down to the minute detail. Because if I don't understand why I'm doing what I'm doing and how it affects things for that success to happen, I'm like, nope, I'm just not going to do anything at all. So anyway, I guess I designed this more for me, but then I started teaching it to people and I started to see the success come in their life. But the principles of planning are, step one is to plan high. You need to plan high. Otherwise, you don't have the motivation that you need to really make things happen. Okay. Step number two is to begin with your outcome in mind. So at this point, you're breaking it down. You're breaking your big goal down into smaller goals, 3 to 5 year goals that you can start obtaining that will eventually lead to the big goal. And then step number three, the closer you get, the more defined. In other words, don't hold yourself back. You don't have to have everything figured out. I see people all the time that will they fester on that. I've got to have everything right before I even take a step. That is the wrong attitude. Take the steps now, because you're going to learn so much along the way, and you'll find out some of the stuff that you'll find out you didn't need the stuff that you were looking at anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you'll find some other stuff that you may need to get delve into in order to make it happen. So the key is just to start. Okay. Step number 4 is to step it down. And that's a process that we do, is taking that big elephant and realizing, okay, what do I got to do to eat this big thing here? What do I got to do in order to create this dream that seems impossible? And if you break it down into steps, or to small enough bite-sized pieces of things that you can do, you can control, it will eventually lead to getting the bigger goal. Okay. And then step number 5 is to list action procedures. The action procedures are something that you really, again, these are things that you can control. The other side of that is what I call production measures, and those are your little day-to-day goals that you want to set. That, okay, I need to make 30 phone calls today, but sometimes that can be pretty tedious, pretty alarming. I don't know how I'm going to do this. You might need to break it down a little bit and say, well, I'm just going to make 5 calls every hour for 6 hours. You see what I mean? Step it down to something that you feel like, okay, I can do this. Because if you're like, oh, I got to make 30 calls all right now, oh, you can get overwhelmed. Take the overwhelm out of it. Break it down into simple things. Okay, step number 5. That's the one I just went over. Step number 6 is the personal modification. Sometimes you might need to make a few changes in your life and in yourself and in your personality, or whatever it takes. Or you may need to go take some classes to get the knowledge that you need. And so there might be some personal modification there, and that's okay. And then finally, step number 7 is to recite your plan every day. If I get enough feedback from this one, I will put a class together where I can teach this out there, because it's a very in-depth process. However, it's awesome. It really breaks things down, and it helps you also to find those things that you really love in life. If you're struggling with that, because I know a lot of people do, they come to me, well, Brad, I don't know what I want. And I say, well, let's start with something that you've done in the last 3 weeks that you went, or 3 or 4 weeks that you went, I kind of like this. Let's start there. Start dreaming again. So anyway, Jay, those are our principles of planning, and I'm so glad we put those out there. So let's move on to our fun fact for the day.
Okay. Today is really a fun fact. Today,
we haven't had a food one for a while, so let's keep going.
Well, we had shrimp day on Monday.
We had shrimp day.
Anyway, today is National Dance Like a Chicken Day. That's right, the chicken dance. You see it all the sports games, all at the arena. They start playing the chicken dance, and then they'll focus on different people as they're chicken dancing. So
yeah.
Whether it was an elementary school or an event last week, everyone has done the chicken dance.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the accompanying Oompa song we know as the chicken dance song originated in Switzerland in the 1950s. It wasn't until 1970s that Americans caught on and the song took off the charts. Pop on the song and dance with the kids in your life to the chicken dance today. So
awesome.
Or stand up and make sure you dance if you're at a ball game. If the song comes on, and maybe you'll be on camera and showing off for the rest of the crowd. So
that's right.
And if you don't want to do that, just like it says, pop on the song and dance in your front room like nobody's watching.
By the way, I put that as one of those sensible risks that we talked about a long time ago. Yeah, do it and watch what happens. Who knows?
Right. Have a little fun today.
That's right. Thank you, Jay. All right, guys, there it is. That's we're finishing up another week here with the morning kickstarts. You're doing great. Keep watching. Tell your friends about us. Be sure and hit like on our Facebook page, or if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, be sure and subscribe. That helps us hit the algorithm so we can get these messages out to people who really need them. Anyway, everybody, enjoy your weekend. Don't have too much fun. Well, nah, that didn't come out right. Go have fun.
Have fun.
All right. All right, guys. We'll see you next week on Monday. Bring you some new stuff.
We'll see you.